Grace Kelly's journey from Hollywood starlet to Princess of Monaco is one of the most captivating stories of the 20th century. Born in Philadelphia to a wealthy family, Grace was raised with every privilege, yet her dreams were larger than her surroundings. After pursuing acting in New York, her career took off in Hollywood, where she starred in films like Rear Window and High Society, quickly becoming one of the most sought-after actresses of her time. From Hollywood fame to royal obligations, Grace's life reveals the high cost of a life in the spotlight, showing us that even fairy tales have shadows. Grace captivated the world, and her talent earned her an Academy Award. She seemed destined for continued Hollywood success, but fate had different plans. In 1955, while attending the Cannes Film Festival, she met Prince Rainier III of Monaco. He was immediately enchanted, and their whirlwind romance captured the public's imagination. The glamorous American star falling in love with a European prince was a fairy tale come to life, and the world followed every detail. By 1956, Grace had made the monumental decision to give up her Hollywood career to marry Prince Rainier, marking the beginning of her new life as Princess Grace of Monaco. Initially, the transition seemed to go smoothly. Grace took to her role as princess with grace and dedication, winning over the people of Monaco with her elegance and charm. But as her life shifted from movie sets to palace corridors, Grace faced the reality of what it meant to be royalty. Her Hollywood past, which had been an asset, now became a point of tension, as she was expected to embody a new image, one that left little room for the independence she'd known before. In her role as a royal, Grace no longer had control over her schedule, her appearances, or her public image. She was expected to adhere to the traditions and protocols of the Monegasque royal family, and her life became far more restricted than she had ever experienced. Life in Monaco was a world away from the glamorous freedom Grace Kelly had enjoyed in Hollywood. Every aspect of her new life as Princess Grace was meticulously planned, with even the smallest outings requiring strict adherence to royal protocols. Public interest in her was intense, and Grace quickly learned that the spontaneity she once cherished would now be a thing of the past. Her life revolved around her royal duties and the constant expectations to embody grace and dignity in the eyes of the people of Monaco. Despite these limitations, Grace embraced her role with dedication. She devoted herself to various charitable causes and worked to elevate Monaco's cultural status on the world stage. Through her initiatives, she aimed to bring the arts to Monaco, founding the Princess Grace Foundation to support young artists. As a mother, she was committed to instilling values of empathy and responsibility in her children, Princess Caroline, Prince Albert, and Princess Stephanie, while striving to protect them from the pressures of public life. Though her life as a royal demanded personal sacrifice, Grace channeled her resilience into her new role, finding purpose in her family and charitable work. But even with all her efforts, life in the palace was not easy. Grace faced pressure to uphold the traditional image of the royal family, and her marriage to Rainier was not as idyllic as it appeared. While the couple shared a mutual respect, their personalities and backgrounds were vastly different. Rainier, raised in the strict hierarchical world of European royalty, had a conservative outlook, while Grace, a free-spirited American, sometimes struggled with the limitations of her role. Their relationship was strained by these cultural differences, and over time, the public began to notice the cracks in their seemingly perfect marriage. Adding to her struggles, Grace's relationship with her children became complex as they grew up. The media attention and royal protocols affected each child differently, and as they became teenagers, they often pushed against the restrictions imposed by their royal status. Princess Caroline, in particular, faced significant scrutiny from the press due to her rebellious phase and various romantic relationships, which only added to Grace's stress. Despite her efforts to protect her children from the pressures of royal life, Grace found it difficult to shield them from the world's gaze. Her love for her children was unwavering, but the difficulties of raising them in such a scrutinized environment weighed heavily on her. One of the most significant struggles Grace faced was the loss of her acting career. When she married Rainier, she was at the height of her success, and stepping away from Hollywood was a difficult sacrifice. While she embraced her new role as princess, a part of her always longed for the creativity and freedom she'd found in acting. Alfred Hitchcock, The legendary director with whom she had worked on several films approached her in the early 1960s with a role in Marnie. The idea of returning to the screen thrilled her, but Prince Rainier was opposed to the idea. He believed that Grace's position as princess would be compromised if she returned to acting, and he wanted her to maintain the image of a dignified, reserved royal. With a heavy heart, Grace declined Hitchcock's offer, effectively ending her acting career for good. Grace Kelly's decision to leave behind her thriving Hollywood career for life as a royal symbolized the sacrifices she made upon becoming Princess of Monaco. Although she fulfilled her royal duties with elegance and commitment, Grace often missed the artistic freedom and independence that acting had given her. Her departure from Hollywood was not merely a career shift. It was a relinquishing of a personal passion, a decision that weighed heavily on her over the years. However, Grace found new ways to channel her creativity and purpose. She devoted herself to various charitable and cultural projects in Monaco, becoming a passionate advocate for the arts. In 1964, she founded the Princess Grace Foundation, which provided grants and scholarships to aspiring artists, musicians, and performers. This foundation became one of her most cherished accomplishments, as it allowed her to make a lasting contribution to society and support young talent. Through her foundation, Grace nurtured the dreams of countless artists, giving them opportunities she herself had once pursued. Her work in Monaco's cultural scene allowed her to remain connected to the artistic world she loved, enabling her to create a lasting legacy that blended her Hollywood past with her royal responsibilities. As the years passed, rumors began to circulate about her marriage to Rainier. Gossip tabloids speculated about infidelity and unhappiness within the royal household. Though many of these rumors were unfounded, the pressure and speculation took a toll on Grace. Being in the public eye meant that even minor disagreements or family struggles were magnified. Grace did her best to maintain a dignified front, but the strain was evident. She was torn between her responsibilities as a royal and her personal needs, feeling increasingly isolated within the palace walls. By the 1970s, Grace Kelly's life as Princess of Monaco had settled into a structured routine, but it was far from the fairy tale vision many had imagined. The glitz of Hollywood was behind her, replaced by a role that required endless dedication and personal sacrifice. Although she carried out her duties with grace, it was clear that the position demanded far more than she'd anticipated, leading to compromises that weighed heavily on her spirit. Her health started to decline as the years went on, yet Grace remained committed to serving the people of Monaco. She found comfort in charitable work, dedicating herself to causes that mattered deeply to her, and rekindled her passion for the arts. However, there was always a sense of longing, a quiet yearning for the independence and creative freedom she had once known, a reminder of the life she had left behind for the crown. Then, in September 1982, tragedy struck. Grace was driving along the winding roads of the Côte d'Azur with her daughter, Princess Stephanie, when her car veered off the road, plunging down a hillside. Grace sustained severe injuries and passed away the next day, leaving the world in shock. The official cause of the accident was reported as a stroke, which caused her to lose control of the vehicle. However, conspiracy theories emerged, with some speculating that the accident was not as straightforward as it seemed. The mystery surrounding her death only added to the intrigue of her life, and her passing marked the end of an era for Monaco. Grace's death was a profound loss for Monaco and for the millions of people who admired her. She had become an integral part of Monegasque life, beloved for her beauty, grace, and dedication to her role as princess. Her legacy lives on through her children and the Princess Grace Foundation, which continues to support the arts and honor her memory. Grace's story is one of triumph, sacrifice, and resilience, a reminder of the complexities that often lie beneath the surface of fairy tale narratives. Grace Kelly's life remains a fascinating tale that continues to resonate with audiences around the globe. Since her transition from Hollywood starlet to the Princess of Monaco, countless books, documentaries, and films have chronicled her journey, peeling back the layers of her multifaceted story. These explorations reveal not just the glitz of her early career, but the sacrifices and challenges she faced in her new royal role. Grace's narrative is a modern fairy tale, illustrating the complexities of fame, love, and duty, ultimately serving as a poignant reminder of the price of royal life. As a symbol of elegance and tragedy, Grace Kelly's legacy transcends the world of entertainment. She represents the delicate balance between personal fulfillment and public obligation, embodying the struggle many face when their dreams clash with reality. Her decision to step away from a flourishing acting career to fulfill her duties as a royal was both noble and burdensome, highlighting the sacrifices that often accompany such choices. Today, Grace's influence endures, inspiring not just those in the realm of Hollywood glamour, but anyone navigating the pressures of life and societal expectations. She stands as an icon of grace under pressure, showcasing resilience in the face of adversity. Her story encourages people to pursue their passions and remain true to themselves, even when faced with immense external pressures. Ultimately, Grace Kelly's legacy serves as a powerful reminder that behind every glamorous facade lies a narrative filled with both triumphs and trials, a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and thrive amid challenges. Her life continues to inspire generations, urging them to embrace their dreams while navigating the complexities of their journeys. As the investigation shifted from searching for Carly to uncovering the cause of her death, authorities made a grim announcement. Carly had suffered blunt force trauma, and her case was now officially treated as a homicide. The news devastated the community, which had united in hopes of finding her safe. As police dug deeper, they uncovered a tangled web in Carly's past, a history marked by conflicts, jealousy, and relationships with individuals of questionable backgrounds. Old friends and acquaintances came forward with stories that painted a complex picture of Carly's recent life. Some noted she'd been involved in disputes, while others mentioned new connections that might have posed a risk. These revelations steered investigators away from the idea of a random attack. Instead, they began to suspect her death was closely tied to someone from her past, someone whose hidden motives and unresolved tensions led to this heartbreaking outcome.